YouTube uses TCP, while Zoom and FaceTime uses UDP. Here's why. For YouTube, the most important thing is that the videos get to you reliably, which means that YouTube cannot afford to have dropped packets. That's where TCP shines. TCP is a communication protocol that focuses on reliability. So here's how TCP works. The server first of all initiates a connection to the client through a three-way process which is called a handshake, the TCP handshake. After this handshake is successful, both devices can start communicating. And then for every single packet of data that's coming from the server to the client needs to send an acknowledgement that it's received this packet. Now, if the client does not send that acknowledgement, the server automatically assumes that the data has not gotten to the client and then resends it. Now, HTTP, which I'm pretty sure you know, is built on top of TCP. So this means that for every single HTTP request that you're making when you visit the website, watching this video right now, lots of packets are going down to your device, going down to your phone, and your phone is saying, yeah, I got this, no, I did not get this, and the server is going to resend those packets, and on and on and on and on, until the server has reliably sent all the information that it needs to send across to you. UDP, on the other hand, cares about speed. Now imagine a hose connected to a tap. You turn the tap on and then water flows through the pipe. Some of this water might end up pouring outside and not hitting its intended targets, while others would most likely hit their target. And that's what UDP is about. UDP cares about speed despite the fact that we might lose some of the data that we're sending, which is why when gaming, you might, if you have a network fluctuation, you might lose some packets. You might lose some packets of data, and then the game would jitter a bit, but then you get back to the latest state, which means newer data is now available. So UDP is mainly used for real-time applications where the speed at which data gets to you is more important. Now, we can lose some packets, but as far as we are sure that the next data is going to get to you, then that's a good application to use UDP. TCP, on the other hand, is used for basically every other thing. We want to make sure that you reliably get every single information. When you go to a website, click a button, you do this, all those data is coming down to you through TCP. So TCP makes sure that you receive all the information that you need as reliably as possible. Now in practice, most applications combine both TCP and UDP. For example, if we're looking at FaceTime, so FaceTime first of all uses TCP, which is HTTP, to communicate with FaceTime with Apple servers before using UDP to communicate between both devices. For example, let's look at Uber. So what Uber does is, you go on Uber, you get a list of drivers. Now all the data that you're getting from Uber at that point is gotten through TCP, because Uber wants you to reliably get all that information, right? And then once you have gotten, you have a driver. Once you have a driver assigned to your trip, the real-time position of that driver is sent to you via UDP, because we don't necessarily care about lost packets in this case, but we want to be sure that you are getting the latest position of the driver at any point in time. And that's where UDP shines. But yeah, that's about it, guys. What do you guys think about UDP and TCP? And mention other applications that you think are using UDP down in the comment section below. I'll see you next time. Peace.